Hello everybody and welcome to the Sunday race preview for the 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix. It is a Mercedes front row, Red Bull just behind. It is a very close fight in today's race. Let's take a look at the drivers and the Constructors' Championship. We move away from Turkey, where Lewis Hamilton was crowned a 7-time champion, to the deserts of Bahrain. Welcome to the Bahrain International Circuit for the first of a double back-to-back. This championship has already been wrapped up, but with 3 races to go, there's still a lot to be decided. Bahrain this weekend, Shakir on the outer loop next weekend. 2 weeks' time, the season rounds out in Abu Dhabi. Lewis Hamilton may be the world champion. Valtteri Bottas still just about confirmed in second, with Max Verstappen in third, but the battle over 4th place is still hotting up. Sergio Perez, Charles Leclerc, Daniel Ricciardo, Carlos Sainz, Lando Norris, Alexander Albon, Pierre Gasly and Lance Stroll all stand a chance of being in the 4th place position. On the second page, Lance Stroll leads on 59 points, Ocon on 40, Vettel 33, Kvyat, Hülkenberg still in 15th, ties at Alfa Romeo, Raikkonen and Giovinazzi on 4, Grosjean 2, Magnussen 1, and no points for Latifi or Russell. In the Constructors' Championship as well, we see Mercedes leading and the champions are 504 points. But the battle for third hotting up. Racing Point 154, McLaren 149, Renault 136 and Ferrari 130. That battle for third is still there. And of course, Alfa Romeo on 8, Haas on 3, Williams still with no points. It's the 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix and this is the Sunday race preview. Lap attack now up here at the circuit. This time out, we are using the full Grand Prix circuit. Next week, the outer loop. But still, this one is a challenge, and it is very, very exciting for the drivers. Let's take a look around the Shakir circuit. The Bahrain International Circuit, 3.362 miles, 15 turns, 3 DRS zones, and an elevation change high at 40 meters. It is the trickiest circuit on the calendar in terms of constant time. Start the lap now. Already in 8th gear, flat out on the overtake button. Maximum fuel usage as you hit the first real heavy braking zone on the track. Down to 2nd gear for the right-hand at turn 2. Left as well, up the hill towards turn number 4. Open up the DRS zone for the first time. Now swoop round turn number 4. Now, don't go for the apex all the time. Let the car drift out as you get the better run through 5, 6 and 7. Jump the curves a little bit into the braking zone 9 of turn 8. Really heavy, really put the power down through 2nd gear. Now, turns 9 and 10. The trickiest corners of the track. A double left whilst braking. Turn 10, hardest to crack. Go for the outside wider line. You get a straighter one for the 2nd DRS detection point on the run down the national straight towards turn number 11. Flick the car into the left, put the power down mid-apex to drift you out wide through 12 and into turn 13, my favourite part of the track. Get too much of the curves, the car will spin you round. Into 14 now, quick flick to the left before opening up the DRS once again, and straight down now, under the sand dunes as well, into turn number 15 and 16. The really 2 last braking points on the track. Flick the car into the left. The little corner there counts as the last corner. Flat out to the line. DRS open again in the first zone. And that is a lap of the Bahrain International Circuit. So let's go through then with the qualifying 1 report. And we can see that Antonio Giovinazzi, Kimi Raikkonen, Kevin Magnussen, Romain Grosjean and Nicholas Latifi were all eliminated. But Hamilton was fastest. Stroll and Albon were going very, very impressive overall in the complete race run of Quali 1 and Quali 2. Impressive pace for qualifying for Mercedes, demonstrating why they're still already the ones to beat coming into this weekend after winning the championship. The junior driver of George Russell of Mercedes was at Williams. Great form as usual, got out in Q1, the first out of the zone, and went up into Q2. And unfortunately, Latifi was eliminated, so only one Williams making it through. As you can see, I'm not in a Williams shirt. Further down as well, Stroll made some setup changes between the final practice and qualifying, enabled him to go through. Albon looked strong, having put yesterday's accident behind him in the crash in free practice 2. So, on to qualifying 2. Ferrari failed to make the cut. So, both Vettel and Leclerc were eliminated. Stroll, Russell and Sainz falling down as well. Sainz in the McLaren being eliminated. Who would have thought that? He starts 15th on the grid as well. After the rear tyres locked up coming into turn 1 and the car couldn't move. So that triggered a red flag while a crane came onto the track to recover it. The only red flag we saw off the session. My fault as well, with the commentator's curse saying just a second before we hadn't had a red flag, all of a sudden Sainz locks up in spinners. I put my hands up to that one. Gasly can only go 10th fastest as well with his final time. Both Ferraris, however, are Vettel and Leclerc, plus Lance Stroll, the pole sitter last time out, failing to make it through to the last part of qualifying as well. Into the last part of quality then. Q3, Hamilton on top. Well done, Lewis. Absolutely fantastic, getting ahead of Bottas, but Red Bull just behind. It's going to be a very strong race day. Let's take a look then at the grid for the Bahrain Grand Prix. So here's the grid then for the Grand Prix of Bahrain. A Mercedes front row, Lewis Hamilton on pole position, alongside him is Valtteri Bottas. Max Verstappen starts third on the second row with Alexander Albon. Row 3, Sergio Perez and Daniel Ricciardo. Row 4, Esteban Ocon, Pierre Gasly. The fifth row, Lando Norris alongside Danny Kvyat. Row 6, the two Ferraris of Sebastian Vettel alongside Charles Leclerc. Drop further down, we see on row 7, Lance Stroll and George Russell. Row 8, Carlos Sainz and Antonio Giovinazzi, who's had a seal broken on his car for the gearbox as well. So watch out for that. That could trigger him a 5-place grid penalty when the final grid is revealed in around about 3 minutes' time. We'll update you for that in the live. Going further down, we'll see Kimi Räikkönen and Kevin Magnussen, Romain Grosjean and Nicholas Latifi on the 10th row in 20th place. All of the teams have got a free runner strategy from 11 below. We expect them to start on the soft compound tyre to go to a medium and then a hard if the safety car comes out. Megan's predicting a one-stopper, but with the tyres being so treacherous here, they're still struggling all throughout the weekend. She is expecting a two-stopper if the safety car comes out. The top 10 are starting on the medium tyre. They can run longer into the stint. Expect a pit stop around about lap 19 to 21, she says. So it's going to be a great, great race. We can't wait to get started. So join us in a few moments' time as we'll get ready for the live broadcast of the 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix. Watch along. It's going to be a classic. Don't go anywhere.